Hello and welcome to the first edition of Indian Sports Weekly. I'm your host, AJ Ganger. Joining me for week one, we've got Coach Hulskamp for the volleyball team. Coach, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to talk a little bit about how your season has gone so far. You guys just came off a huge win last night against Fairborn. That atmosphere in the gym was electric last night. Give us talk a little bit about the last two wins you guys have had.
So the last two wins have been big for us. We had a little bit of a slow start to our season. Currently, we're 2-5. And those two wins have come in the last 3 games, so they were big. We needed those wins. A lot of our games that we have lost have been close. It's right there. Some of the games we've even outperformed the other team. So having that win last night, like you said, that energy, I was up late because I couldn't come down from the energy. It was fun. And it's just neat to see the girls turning that corner right now. You can see it, you can feel it, and it's exciting.
So how has it been like? Obviously, you said you guys have had your struggles in the early part of the season, but how are you feeling now that you're about halfway through the season in your first year?
I'm excited. I think we have a bright future ahead of us. Like you said, we're getting into the second half of the season. We wrap up tomorrow at Troy, and I'm just excited for what's coming. The girls are on point right now, and they have some goals, and we're going for them.
How have you seen them improve over the first 8 weeks or so of the season so far?
I'd say the biggest improvement is really our mental game right now. I think that's where we were losing in our first few matches because they were such tight matches. We weren't finishing. We had the lead, and we were letting the lead go by some silly mistakes or not playing good, smart volleyball. And mentally, the last week, they've stepped it up. We've had some exercises, mental exercises that we've done, and I think that they are chipping away at some mental blocks that they've had. Their confidence is growing. Their technical skills are there. They've been there. So now it's just a matter of meshing that all together. So
you have a lot of experience on this team with the seniors, that we have. What is that like, taking over a program with a lot of experience? Oh yeah, we have a lot of seniors, and a lot of seniors with a lot of knowledge, and so it's been fun. It's been exciting. Like, they challenge me, and they've helped me become a better coach. Yeah, it's good. Talk a little bit about the captains we're going to bring in here in a second. We've got Sydney Hawk and Reagan Toops. Talk a little bit about them and what their leadership means to your team. Yeah, our captains, Toops and Sydney and Aubrey, they've been instrumental this year. Just having them to help me as a first-year coach, and we're building relationships with them and with the team. Sydney is like on it. She's like, hey coach, what about this? What about this? Keeping my calendar on check. Thank you. And Toops is like, she's that silent leader. She's not a silent leader. She's a quiet leader. She leads by example, and so she's great. And Aubrey, she's powerful. She has a presence, and just the three of them and their dynamics that they bring to the team are great. Yeah. Coach, we're getting ready to play Troy. How are you guys preparing yourself for that game, but also the rest of the season? So plan for tonight is working on blocking and running some middle attacks. So we need to mix up our sets so that we can keep their defense guessing of where we're going for our offense. And then our blockers being able to read that because they're going to give it right back to us. And then just continuing that motivation to continue to push through. Yeah. So that's the game plan for tomorrow. And then after that, on Saturday, we have a little fun event planned that the coaches have up their sleeves for the girls just kind of halfway through the season. Sometimes this is the time where it kind of starts getting monotonous. So we're trying to change some things up with practice, and we're excited about Saturday. And then just looking forward to the second half of the season next week. We have Butler and Sydney, and those were two games that coulda, shoulda won, and we're pumped. We're pumped. Yeah. Sydney's always one of those games that's going to go into 5 sets no matter what you do. I just think it's always a really cool atmosphere with the team. Is there anything you want to add to tell the community about coming out, watching our volleyball girls here in Garbry, or at an away game? I mean, like you said, the energy's electric. Like last night, it was awesome. Couple milestones that we're about to hit. Reagan Toops is close to a
school career digs record. She's going to get that in the next couple games. Yeah. So the record right now is 1,200, and she is 32 away, I believe, 32-ish. Maybe 28. I think it's 28 away from breaking that record. And Emily Baker, our transfer in, she's a senior this year. She is about 30 kills away from 1,000 career kills. So that's pretty exciting to celebrate those. Those are big milestones that you don't see all the time. Other than that, like, just coming to support us, because the girls can feel it when the energy is here, and just supporting the girls. It's awesome.
Don't forget to come out to Garby Gymnasium and check out our volleyball team. Also, we have our schedules up for TV games and our YouTube streams that we'll be doing on a delayed basis for our volleyball team. Check out last night's huge win against Fairborn on our YouTube channel and on Channel 5 later on tonight. Jennifer, we wish you the best of luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll come right back with our captains, Sydney Hawk and Reagan Toops. Joining me now are two of our senior captains of the Piqua High School volleyball team. We got Reagan Toops and Sydney Hawk. Girls, thank you very much for joining us on Indian Sports Weekly. Reagan, I won't let you talk a lot because your voice is pretty bad right now, but just talk a little bit about how the season has gone so far.
Okay. So far, it's been off to a slow start, but the past 2 wins that we've gotten has definitely built up some steam in us, and I just think it's going to build our confidence and allow the rest of the season to go pretty smoothly for us.
Sydney, how do you think the season has gone so far?
I definitely don't think our record shows how we actually can play, and we have really grown a lot from our first game, and I think the rest of the season is going to fly by, and we're going to beat some teams.
So you guys got a big one coming up tomorrow night. This will air on Thursday when you guys are playing. Talk a little bit about what you guys are doing to prepare for that game and the rest of the games in the remainder of the season.
So tomorrow night we play Troy. They got a big middle blocker. They have some really good outsides, but I think if we hold our blocks, and that's something we need to work on, our middles need to get there and hold them, and I think we can shut her down.
Toopsy, how are you doing preparing yourself for these games?
Both inside and outside of practice. We're doing things in practice to just really prepare for what they have on their team, but also outside of practice we're watching film, making sure that we're doing whatever we can to fix mistakes that we make and just being top-notch for Troy.
Now, last night you guys had a huge game against Fairborn. You took the first set, lost the second, but then won the last two. Talk about the atmosphere in the gym, because that place was rocking last night. What does that do to you guys when you guys are playing?
Oh yeah, it's definitely an energy booster for us. Feeling our student section and hearing them behind us, it just really helps motivate us and make the big plays of the game.
Yeah, I think having our student section there is really supporting. It makes us believe that they believe in us and shows that we can do this, and everyone loves to see us playing because the energy is so great, and it's so fun when everyone's up and we're playing so good and student section's cheering. It's just a really fun time.
Now, you run the Piqua Tribe Twitter page. Talk a little bit about that. What do you do for that Twitter page? What are you trying to accomplish?
So it's kind of new to me, so I'm kind of still figuring it out, but I basically post on there sports updates about the school, and I just it's more from like a student standpoint rather than a staff, like the media or Mr. Hare doing it. So I make it kind of more student oriented and make sure they get the information they want and need for the sporting events or around the school.
Now, Coach mentioned you're really close to a dig record, the school career record for digs. Do you even think about that when you go out there and play? I mean, obviously you're getting really close, so you might start thinking about it a little bit. Or are you just out there and I'm just out there to play? I don't care if I break it, then I'll break it, you know?
Yeah, honestly, stats, I can't really think about it or else I'm going to get in my head. So, honestly, like when Coach said how many digs I had left, I had no idea how many I have left. So I might need to look next time, but I just don't think about it. I keep it out of mind because it's going to alter how I play, and I don't want that to happen.
Last question before I ask one more, so we got two more questions. What are some of the games you guys are looking forward to now that you're halfway through the season?
I'm definitely looking forward to Sydney and Butler. I really think we need to get some redemption on those teams on the second go-around, so yeah.
Definitely Sydney. I got my cousin actually coaches there, and the rival is just really there, and I think we can pull out a win against them because our first game against them was not the best, or we should have won and we didn't.
You guys are both seniors this year. Talk a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing after graduation in May.
Well, hopefully I can figure out where I want to go to college soon, but yeah, I just plan on going to college and studying there. I don't really plan on playing sports in college, but yeah.
I'm undecided on college right now, but I want to be a traveling nurse, so travel, help people, and yeah.
Thank you, girls, very much for joining us. Thank you for watching the first episode of Indian Sports Weekly. Tune in next week as Steve Frazier will be interviewing the cross-country coaches as well as some of their seniors. We'll catch you next week.